Hello, good evening, students. In this small lecture, we'll discuss about agency problem and agency cost. So the agency problem arises. The agency problem is a much wider concept than what we discuss in financial management, because the relationship with the agent, the principal and agent relationship arises in various situations, not only in corporate context. So therefore, in this video, we are narrowing down the scope of agency problem to the corporate context, not to the non-corporate entities. So we are discussing agency problem only in the context of a company. So far as the company is concerned, what is the agency cost? Who is the principal in case of a company? Who is the agent? In case of a company, one of the unique feature of a company, when compared to the sole proprietorship entities and when compared to the partnership firms, one of the unique feature of a company, corporate type of entity, is separation of ownership and management. This is one of the features of a company. What is that feature? Separation of ownership and management. Okay, so ownership is with shareholders, management is with directors. So that is where the conflict arises. If I am managing my own money, then obviously I'll work for my own benefit. If somebody else is managing my money, so there may arises conflict of interest, that he may utilize that money for his personal benefit rather than for my benefit. Okay, so long as I manage my own money, that doesn't arise any issue. Okay, so the moment I give my money to somebody else, the moment somebody else is managing my funds, there arises the problem. So therefore, in case of a company, company is owned by the shareholders, money is invested by the shareholders, but that money is managed by the management. That is to say, directors. Money is invested by the shareholders, but that money is managed by the directors. Therefore, ownership and management are separated. Ownership of the company is separated from the management of the company. Because of this issue, conflict agency problem arises. Okay, who is a principal? Shareholders are the principal. Who is a principal? Shareholders are the principal. Who is the agent? Company is the agent. Shareholders are the principal and management is the agent. Conflict of interest. Management may try to work for their personal benefit rather than for the benefit of the entity. Okay, right. So what is the agency problem? It arises when the agent acts for his personal benefit. When the agent acts for the personal benefit, which may result in loss or damage to the principal. Okay, agency problem refers to loss or damage occurred to the principal because of a personal oriented behavior of the agent. Whenever the agent works for his personal benefit, because of that, if the principal incurs any loss or damage, that is called as agency problem. Okay, whenever the agent works for his personal benefit and because of which principal incurs some loss or damage, it is called as agency problem. Okay, right. So to prevent that problem or to completely eliminate that problem, we need to incur some cost. That is called as agency cost. So agency costs are incurred to prevent or to completely eliminate agency problems. To eliminate or to prevent agency problems. Agency costs are incurred to prevent or eliminate agency problems. Okay, right. Now we'll discuss different types of agency problems and different types of agency costs. Basically, there are three types of agency problems. First, between conflict between shareholders and management. Another agency problem is conflict between majority shareholders and minority shareholders. Conflict between shareholders and other stakeholders. Other stakeholders in the sense customers, suppliers, employees, etc. Okay, so these are the three different types of agency problem. So most especially we are discussing, our discussion is restricted to this conflict between shareholders and management. Just for your knowledge sake, I have given these two additional agency types, but our discussion is limited to conflict between shareholders and management. Okay, management may work for their personal benefit. Say for example, if the management incurs some research expenditure for the current year, the profits will decrease. Because of that profits, management remuneration will decrease. Because of that profit, management remuneration will decrease. But that research will benefit the company in the long run. So therefore, what the management will do is that management will avoid all research expenditure so that they can show higher profit in the current year. They can withdraw higher remuneration. Thereafter, they will leave the company. In the long run, in the next year or the third year, company will not survive because of no innovation. Do you understand? So no research, So if the research is done, what happens? If the research is not done, what happens? We'll discuss these two. If the research is done, what happens? And if the research is not done, what happens? If the research is done, profits will decrease. If the research is done, profits will decrease. Management remuneration will decrease. If the research is not done, so current year profits increases and management remuneration increases. This is current year profits. Long-term profits decrease. Long-term profits increase. So here long-term profits decrease. As simple as that. If the research is done in the current year profits decreases, current year management remuneration will decreases, but long-term profits will increase. If the research is not done, current year profits will increase, management remuneration will increase, but long-term profits will decrease. This is one of the unique example of a agency problem. Therefore, management for their personal benefit, they will avoid the research expenditure. Current year, they will show more profits. They will withdraw more remuneration and they will leave the company. Tomorrow, the company suffers. That is one problem. Next, if the management remuneration is linked to the profits, the problem arises is that management will take too much risk. Because of the too much risk, company may get short-term profits, but in the long term, company will not get profits. So if the management takes too much risk, the management takes more risk, current year profits may increase, but in future year your profits may not increase. Okay, by the time managers leave the company, company may force to shut down. Say for example, environmental costs. So management purchased a poor quality machinery. So for low cost, management purchased a poor quality machinery for low cost. Because of poor quality machinery, low cost machinery, profits are increasing in the current year. So management draws more remuneration to the current year and they will leave the company. Thereafter, the company may face any notice from the environmental department. So for the pollution, for damaging the environment. So in the long run, company may not survive. If the company is damaging the environment, in the long run, company may not survive. So these are all the issues. Management for their short-term benefits, due to management's short-sighted policies, company may suffer in the long run. Due to management's short-sighted policies, company may suffer in the long run. That is the first problem, conflict between shareholders and management. Next, second type of problem, conflicts between majority shareholders and minority shareholders. Okay, so in some companies, if the majority shareholders, say family members are holding 75% and the public is holding 25%, that is the minority shareholders. Therefore, the majority shareholders may act for their personal benefit, which is against the minority shareholders. Majority shareholders may act for their personal benefit, which may be against the minority shareholders. Okay. So in company law, we have a separate topic called as prevention of operation and mismanagement. Prevention of operation and mismanagement in Companies Act 2013. There is a separate chapter to protect the minority shareholders from the majority shareholders' actions. Okay, prevention of operation and mismanagement. There is a chapter in Companies Act 2013. Okay, so that chapter says how to protect the minority shareholders from the oppressive behavior of the majority shareholders. The landmark case in this scenario is between Cyrus Mistry and Tata Sons and Ratan Tata Tata Group. Okay, that is the majority shareholders conflict between majority shareholders and minority shareholders. So the most renowned case in Indian context is the conflict between Cyrus Mistry's family holding 18% and Tata Trust holding rest of the 82%. There is a conflict. Majority shareholders are Tata Trust and minority shareholders are Cyrus Mistry family group, which are holding approximately 18% shares. Next, conflict between shareholders and other stakeholders. Today, if I increase the sale price, if I increase the price of my product, customers will suffer, but shareholders will get profit. That is what is happening in the healthcare sector today. Today, if you take most of the companies in the healthcare sector, the shareholders are being benefited because healthcare companies or pharmaceutical companies may be increasing their prices. Because of that, shareholders of the pharmaceutical companies may get more profits, but the normal consumer will suffer. But the normal customer will suffer. That is the conflict between shareholders and other stakeholders, customers, employees, and suppliers. Say, for example, if the company lays off hundreds of employees, company will save cost, shareholders will get more profits, but employees are losing their job. If the company removes many employees, company will save the employee cost. Okay, so shareholders will get more profits, but employees are suffering. This is another kind of conflict between shareholders and other stakeholders. Okay, so next we'll discuss the costs, how to protect the company against this agency problem. What are the costs the company is forced to incur to protect from agency problem? So these are the costs, types of agency costs. So agency costs are of basically four types. Agency costs are of basically four types. Monitoring costs, example, external audit. So in order to verify or determine or evaluate whether the management is acting for the benefit of the shareholders or not, whether the management is impartial, whether the management is acting for the benefit of the shareholders or not, for that purpose we'll appoint an auditor. The audit remuneration is a cost. The fees paid to the auditor is a cost. The fees paid to the auditor is a cost to the shareholders. So this is also called as corporate governance cost, one of the part of corporate governance cost, external audit, and bonding costs. Sometimes company will take an insurance policy. That insurance policy is that because of the fraudulent conduct of director, if the company incurs any loss or damage, insurance company will pay the premium. Okay, so bonding cost refers to our company is taking an insurance policy. If any of our director commits any fraud, because of that our company suffers loss or damage, then the insurance company will give compensation to us. Okay, our company is taking an insurance policy. So if any one of our directors commits any fraud, and because of that if our company incurs any loss or damage, then the insurance company will pay the premium. Okay, that is the bonding cost. And opportunity cost, if the directors of our company does not perform well, if the directors of the company are not vigilant enough to look about what are the business opportunities outside, if the directors of our company are not alert enough, they don't find any business opportunities. Because of that our company may lose so many business opportunities. Directors should always monitor the external environment. So directors should capture any profitable business opportunity. If the directors are not alert, they are so lazy and they are not monitoring the environment, then our company loses so many external opportunities. Then our company loses so many business opportunities. This is opportunity cost. Okay, because of negligence or laziness of the directors, our company may not be able to exploit profitable business opportunities. Okay, structuring costs, share-based compensation to management. So normally we'll pay employee stock option plans, equity shares, etc. So these are also a cost. These costs are incurred to structure, that is to say to align or to connect the interest, to relate the interests of the management and the shareholders. These are the costs incurred by the company to correlate the interests of the management and the interests of the shareholders. So these are the four types of agency costs. These agency costs are incurred either to prevent or if possible to completely eliminate the agency problem.